Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's makeup tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can get the look that I'm wearing right over here. Spring is literally right around the corner, so I wanted to go ahead and wear some very bright pink lips, but of course you could go ahead and just wear nude lips. So if you want to find out how you can get this look, then just keep watching and let's get started. Okay, so I show you guys how I do my brows in every single video, so I decided to just go ahead and do them off camera for this video. So I'm just going to go straight into priming my lids using the MAC paint pots in the color Painterly, and then I went ahead and set it using the NYX HD Studio Finishing Powder. So now I'm going to go ahead and start using some shadows. I'm actually going to be doing a cut crease for today's look, so I'm using the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar Palette, and I'm using the black eyeshadow that is called Licorice. Right now I'm using the Anastasia number 12 brush, so I'm basically just creating a second crease line slightly above my actual crease, and I'm just following the natural shape of my actual crease. Once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and use a pencil brush, and I'm now using the eyeshadow that is called Truffled, and I'm actually just staying slightly above the black line, or maybe even just right over it. I'm just trying to blend out that black line, but make sure that you stay above it. You don't want to go below that line. Also, I do want it to go from black to like a very light brown, which is why I'm not only doing a black line, I do want to blend that out. Once I am done with that, I'm now going to be using a lighter brown that is called Mousse, and for that I'm going to be using the Sigma Blending E25 brush, but again I did stay above that black line. Once I did that, I kind of just repeated everything again. I applied the black eyeshadow again just to really intensify. Then I went in with the truffled eyeshadow using the pencil brush and blended it out a little bit more, and then again I used the blending brush just to really blend that out. For my lids, I'm going to go ahead and use the eyeshadow that is called Caramel, and I'm using the Real Techniques Detailer brush. If you can tell, I'm trying very hard to stay right below that black line. I am trying to get as close as I possibly can, but I definitely want to make sure that I don't mess up that black line. So I did want my lids to just pop a little bit more, so I went ahead and applied another eyeshadow. This one is called Butter Pecan, and then for my brow bone I went ahead and applied the eyeshadow that is called Coconut Cream. So now I'm going to go ahead and start doing my winged liner, and to start out I'm going to be using the Maybelline Cream Liner in the color Blackest Black. You guys already know I had to go ahead and use the NYC Liquid Eyeliner. I mean, I just love this little guy. I use it every single time I do my wing liner. I just feel like it makes it a lot easier for me to do my wing liner. So once I did that, I went back into the Maybelline Cream Liner, and I just used it to tightline and to also line my waterline. I did go ahead and apply some falsies off camera, so I'm just going to go straight into the face. I'm priming my face by using the Revlon Photoready Color Correcting Primer, and for foundation I'm using the Kat Von D Lock It Longwear Foundation in the color 54, and I'm mixing it in with the Revlon Colorstay Whipped Foundation. This one is in the color 370, and I use this foundation because the Kat Von D one is a little bit too light and the Revlon one is dark, and also the Kat Von D one is hella thick, so the Revlon one makes it a little bit more blendable and easy to blend out. And to apply my foundation, I use the Morphe M439 brush. Right now I'm using the Sigma pencil brush just to really blend out that black cream liner that I have on my bottom lash line, and then I realized you should probably apply your concealer first. So right now I'm applying my concealer, and I'm just using the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, and I'm using it in the color Honey, and I'm also using the brightening one, and I'm just using the Real Techniques little sponge that they have to blend out my concealer. I'm also going to go ahead and use the Real Techniques pointed foundation brush just so that it can help me get really close to that bottom lash line so that I'm able to blend out the concealer. And it was also very helpful on blending out the concealer on like my inner corner of the eye, you know what I mean? Now to set my concealer, because I definitely definitely don't want it to crease on me after all that hard work that I did. So I'm going to be using the NYX HD Studio Finishing Powder. So now I'm going to go back to my bottom lash line and I'm going to apply the eyeshadow that is called Mousse from the Chocolate Bar Semi Sweet palette, and this is just going to help me further blend out that black eyeshadow. And I also don't want it to only be black, and this eyeshadow is brown, so it was like the perfect color because it wasn't too brown. It was just like a very light brown eyeshadow. It was very pretty. So for my mascara, I don't even know what I'm saying at this point, guys. I feel like I'm all over the place. So for my mascara, I'm using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Luscious Mascara. For bronzer, I'm going to go ahead and use the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster, and this one is in the color medium to dark, and the brush that I'm using is from Real Techniques. It's their dual fiber face brush. To contour, I'm going to go ahead and use the Lorac Pro Contour Palette, and I'm using the medium contour shade. The brush that I'm using is from Morphe. It's their M523 brush. Now going on to blush, I'm actually using a cream blush to start out with, and this one is from NYX. It's called Rose Petal, and I use the Real Techniques Dual Fiber Contour Brush to apply the cream blush. I hope I said that right. Now onto the actual powder blush. I'm going to be using the NYX blush in the color Dusty Rose, and to apply it I just use the Morphe M104 brush. Since this whole look is very dramatic, I wanted to go ahead and do some baking. So I'm using the Airspun Loose Face Powder. This one is in translucent extra coverage, and I'm using the Real Techniques Complexion Sponge. I went back into the Lorac Pro Contour Palette, and I'm going to be using the lightest brown. This one is called Light Contour, and I'm just going to be using it to contour my nose. This is not something that I do usually. I almost never contour my nose, but I just wanted to do it because, like I said, it's a very dramatic look, so I just did it for the heck of it. And I used the Morphe M411 brush, and then I also used the beige highlight color, and I just ran it down the bridge of my nose to kind of highlight that area a little bit. And now I'm just basically dusting off all of the powder that I had baking on my face. Now I'm going to go ahead and highlight, and I'm actually going to start out by using a cream product. This one is from M.A.C. It's one of their cream color base. It's in the color Luna, and I'm basically just going to be dabbing this with my finger to the high points of my cheeks. Once I do that, I'm now going to be using the Anastasia So Hollywood highlight, and I used the Morphe M510 brush. I also ended up using the So Hollywood highlight on the inner corner of my eyes, and then I also just added a little bit on my lids just to really make my lids pop a little bit more. Alright guys, so we are almost done. I'm now going to go ahead and do my lips, and I'm going to start out by lining them and filling them in using a NYX Lip Liner in the color Pinky Rose. Once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and use two lipsticks. The first one that I'm using, they're both from Maybelline. The first one that I'm using is called Fuchsia Flush. It's a very bright pink lipstick. And then the second one that I use is called Shocking Coral, and it's a very pretty bright orangey coral lipstick. So with that, we are completely done. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Mwah! Bye!